And hello to all my friends. I would like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for the mid-month of September 2021. Now, I'm using 3 tarot card decks today and 1 oracle card deck. That's really to save a bunch of time. We're going to go through the 12 signs, every single one of them, very, very fast. This is going to be a quick-paced video, so I hope you're ready. I'm going to dive right into it. The cards are already shuffled, and what I'm doing now are my ritual cuts. I always like to do that live on camera, and I'll be doing that with the other decks as we go through this as well. And also the oracle card deck. And then put them back together and they're ready to run. We're going to be starting with Libra. Libra comes up first on our roster. So Libra mid-month. And I also need to add too that this is not in any way meant to take away from the monthly reading. This is really just adding on to that work. So hopefully you guys have checked out your monthly reading as well for September. So here's Libra. Big themes already popping up. Libra never disappoints for that. Very big themes. For Libra, the first thing that they wanted to talk about is there's an area of your life that they want you to start taking greater authority over. So I don't know if this is a project or if this is a corner of your life that just needs attention. But they're saying the Emperor card here, this is the God card in tarot, this is the great authority. It's coming in blocked, so they're saying they want you to do more of it and be more of the boss. Take more authority over something. And you know, Libra, the spectrum is going to be wide, so it's going to be different for everybody, but whatever resonates the most with you, something that you've been perhaps neglecting or needs more attention, they really want you to start doing that here in the mid-month. And they bring up the Temperance card here, so this is gonna require patience, but they say that you're actually quite well. You're doing well at that. So it's not coming up as an impatience. So good to see there. But just keep in mind that you're going to be tested here in the middle of the month as far as your patience goes. For a lot of you, the growth is not what you want it to be. I have the 7 of Pentacles here inverted. That basically is telling me that we have stagnated growth here. That could be financially, it could be different ways as well. It could be something stagnant going on with your work or your love life or something like that. So that comes up. It's not a big deal, but it's just saying that you need to take authority over something. The last thing that they talk about here is the Fates card. That is saying that things are being aligned. There is momentum behind this. You just really have to be the driver and start taking that authority over. And I think Spirit World's going to help navigate you through and push you where you need to be once you decide to kind of take that authority, take that charge, and be the boss in the situation that they're referring to. So that's Libra. Let's get into Aquarius is next. Aquarius. Okay, simple sign here. A simple message. For Aquarius, we really want to talk about the ones who are getting over a really chaotic situation. And it may not even be real. We have double swords coming up here. The sword suit is very mental. It's very cerebral. So what they're talking about here is that this might not even be real. This may be an illusion. This may be something in your head that you're worried about. The very first card is War and Chaos. So it's coming out of a lot of turmoil. And like I said, this turmoil may be mental. It could, of course, be physical things too. But when I have double swords, I have to frame it that way. I have to give it to you both ways. So coming out of that is the first thing that they talk about, this chaotic situation here in the middle of the month for a lot of the Aquariuses. And right behind that, we have the 8 of Swords. That's really telling me that you're a little bit confined in the situation still, perhaps just in your mind, but it's a little bit imprisoned, a little bit constraint, a little bit bound in a situation, but it's letting you know that you're not completely bound. A lot of you may feel like you're completely tied down into something. They're saying that you're really not. They're saying you still have mobility, you still have your ability to walk around and navigate the situation. It may feel like you're driving blind a little bit, like you don't have all the information or you're blindfolded in the situation. But it's really just saying that it's not as bad as you think it is. So really just kind of, I guess just keep that in the forefront of your mind as you move through September. It might not even be real. Like I said, I just kind of keep going back to that. So that's what I have for Aquarius. Cancer. Let's get into some Cancer mid-month. Cancer, they want to talk about a guy. They want to talk about a man. This may be you. This may be somebody attached to you, or this may be somebody you're meeting. It comes up in different forms. Usually they're not talking about you directly. They can, but if they're talking about you directly, they can just show me the cards and the energy of what they're saying. They don't have to come in and say man. So they're coming in and saying man, or, I guess I should say not just man, but a masculine type of figure. And, females can be masculine too. There's varying aspects of sexuality. But we're talking, for the most part, about a man here. They're saying that this man really needs to make up his mind. And he's attached to a lot of you Cancer, so I'm not really sure exactly who this is going to be for you. I guess really kind of think of the context, because it's coming through in a major way. Definitely a man, a little bit floaty, a little bit emotionally not sure right now about some things. Perhaps feels like he's on an island by himself. You may want to address that as well. Because that's just not a good emotional thing to say. It says that even despite all that, he actually carries himself quite well and deals with it quite well. But there is a decision that he needs to make, and is perhaps making or already made. They're showing that in a lot of the cases here in the description that the decision has been made, and this is a major decision. So it's affecting you somehow, and that's really just what they wanted to talk about. So that's what we have for Cancer. Very interesting there. So now we're going to switch decks. We're going to go into Taurus. So I am going to do the ritual cuts for that. Make myself some room. Here we go with Taurus. Taurus, Capricorn, Leo, and Aries. Taurus first. Taurus mid-month. Pretty simple themes. Taurus, they want to talk about an event. An event, this could be a ceremony for some of you, but I like to use the word event just because it casts a wider net. It's easier for you to connect to. And, they really don't want to confuse you. They don't want to make this difficult to understand. For a lot of you, this could be a wedding. This could be a birthday party, some gathering of some sort, work event, gathering with the family reunions, just birthday parties. That kind of energy is what they're talking about here. So that's what's happening for a lot of you Tauruses right now in the mid-month, or perhaps coming. They do give you a little bit of warning about not spending too much money at this time. That is, I don't know if that's connected to the first one or not. I guess for some of you it will, and for some of you it will not. So perhaps don't spend too much money on the wedding or on the event, or just don't get into bad credit. That's really the definition of the card and its position. So watch the money in regards to the event, and perhaps just watch the money in general through the end of September. It's probably good advice there. Since it's coming up and it's not telling me perhaps if it's specifically attached, I really feel like it's going to be a 50-50 thing. For some of you, it's going to be directly attached to the event, and for the rest of you, it's going to be just separate advice. So really just kind of hang on to the money for the next couple weeks. Good advice there for Taurus. Now we move into Capricorn. Capricorn is next. Capricorn, they want to talk about work, the work, business, enterprise area of study, collegiate courses, or learning something new, and retirement for those of you that it affects. The first thing they want to talk about is a small victory. A lot of you are getting things arranged or getting things in order in your work corner. That's very good to see. And a lot of you they bring up teaching and learning. A lot of you are the teacher and teaching other people how to get their ducks in a row. And for others of you, you're learning from somebody who knows more than you. So overall, just very good to see. It's just saying that somebody's looking over the other person and getting things in order. They want to just remind you that we just don't want to have to repeat old lessons. So you're going to be challenged, and things from your past are going to be coming up that Spirit thinks you should have learned from, and it's going to challenge you to see, well, did Capricorn really learn this lesson, or did they not? So that's what's coming up for your mid-month. So just kind of be aware of that and the lessons repeating so that you ace the test. So that's what we have there for Capricorn. Now we move into Leo. Moving into a couple fire signs here, Leo and then Aries. Leo mid-month. Okay, Leo gets a big theme. Big theme for Leo. Lots of cards. I have to read this two different ways. The Chariot card means a couple different things to me. In this position, I really just have to give it to you both ways. It's going to be a little bit more time on Leo here. Good for you guys. The first thing that they want to talk about is perhaps for some of you a car. They want to talk about a car. That's one of the things that the Chariot means for me. If this is the case, they're saying round and round, that this is a recurring cycle. So I don't know if it's a repeat of a repair, or if you're just doing, you know, a trip every so often, or if maybe you use your car for your job or work. They do show a long distance travel here. So a lot of you may be doing long distance travel with your car in the middle of the month. They do say there's a message coming in at the very, very end of the month in regards to this. So that'll be something important to do with your car or transportation. Transportation, I guess, is where I should have started. But yeah, end of the month. So it's not quite here yet. There is another piece of information coming. But this is a very cyclical type thing. Now let me give you the other definition, just in case that car thing just doesn't resonate with you at all. The other definition of the card is that the Chariot is trying to pull in two different directions. It's your energy is too scattered. You're really spreading it too wide between two different places. The advice is always that you want to bring it back into one. They really want you to focus on one thing at a time, perhaps. And for a lot of you, this is going to be, like I said, the long distance move thing comes up. That's not obviously going to be rare. It's not going to be for everybody, but it's not like all the Leos are moving. But the other definition of that card is that there's a new chapter coming in. So a lot of you really need to focus on this new chapter, whatever it is for you. It needs the energy. So if you're putting your energy in two different places, the one is going to get less energy than it needs. So that's really what they're trying to say. And we go back to that same message coming in at the end of the month, the very end. It's not here yet, guys, but there's something very important, a little piece, a little nugget that's coming in at the end of the month that's going to be very important for what you're putting your energy into, what I'm describing here. And again, round and round is just saying that this is cyclical. So understand that when this comes in, it's a cycle. It's either going to try to repeat. Hopefully it's a good form of repeat, but you know, bad things repeat too, just like karma. So just deal with that as the month goes through, and perhaps wait until the end of the month to make major decisions in regards to what I'm describing. So there's Leo. Now we get into Aries. Aries is next. Aries mid-month. We have a very positive health and money message coming in for Aries. It's happening right now. The window of opportunity is right now. It's current. It's a really good time to do anything with health or finances. It's going to be different for both, for the different Aries across the spectrum. It's going to be different for everybody. But really the theme is good health, good money, good opportunity to do anything you're trying to improve with that. If you're trying to start a new diet or exercise program, good time to do that. Anything in regards to your health, yoga, whatever it is for you, really good time to either start it, or if you're already doing it, to keep kind of pushing the momentum forward with that. Also good money, like I said, good time to make money for a lot of Aries. They show a good home, a good symbiotic relationship in the household or the environment. It's there's not really a lot for me to say about it. It's just good. It's a good thing, and you know, good things are hard for me to talk about. There's no advice there, but it's kind of, I guess, the validation for a lot of you Aries that, you know, the home life is going good. For some of you, it may not appear to be that way, but it's a work in progress. And just know that it's moving in a positive direction. That's really the whole Aries advice here, is that things are moving in the right direction. We want to keep it that way, so keep doing what it is you're doing. That's going to wrap up that deck. Now we're going to do Gemini with the next deck here. Told you this was going to be fast, very fast paced. These are one of my favorite videos to do. I really enjoy these a lot. I never know what's coming up. I guess you can say that about all of the spreads that I do. I never really know what's coming up, but these are just a lot of fun. So here we go with the ritual cuts, and then we're getting into Gemini. Oop, there we go. And the whole idea is that this is not to take away from the monthly reading at all. This is just an update. This is just work attached onto that. Just a little extra information. So I hope you guys have watched your monthly reading as well. So here we go, Gemini, mid-month. Discard. Nope, we're going to leave it that way. All right, Gemini's coming in blocked. They're talking about Gemini. A lot of you need to nurture your money more. Money and health. For some of you, it's going to be health. But for most of you, this is going to be a financial message for Gemini. You really need to nurture this more. It needs to grow more. The growth is not there, or it's stagnated. It has kind of hit a wall. It has hit a delay. You really need to do something to open this up more. I don't know if this is going to be you know, getting passive income or getting a second job or something like that, finding ways, or perhaps just budgeting and cutting out a lot of the wasted spending perhaps that you're doing. But that's really what they want to push home for Gemini. They want to just say, hey, this needs attention, so you'd be wise to do that and just improve it. It's not saying it's a bad thing. It's just saying it needs work. So that's really what we have for Gemini. Very interesting. Now we move into Virgo. Virgo. For Virgo, they really just are kind of keeping it simple, guys. It's just really easy here. They just really want you to make sure that you're finding the balance here, finding enough rest and relaxation. It's really a good time to relax. It's a really good time to vacation. It's kind of the card that I relay the energy of. It's the hammock on the beach type energy. It's that vacation, just that peaceful vibe. So they want you to make sure you have enough balance. And the reason that is because you're very injury prone. A lot of you Virgos are going to be very injury prone here. I have the Nine of Wands. It's usually physical injury. It's not any kind of mental thing or emotional, heartbreak or anything like that. It's usually quite physical. So because of that, I think that they're saying, just make sure you rest your body. Just make sure that your body gets enough rest and relaxation. Don't push it too hard. Push it to the means that it's capable of performing for you and not beyond that. So really the rest and relaxation is key. Hopefully we can avoid this physical injury proneness for a lot of Virgos here in the mid-month moving into October. And this is really just for these last couple of weeks. So this energy is going to pass on by probably October start. But just keep that in mind for now. Next up is Pisces. Pisces is next. Pisces mid-month. All right. Pisces is talking about a lot of you moving forward in regards to love. And your love corner is not just your love and relationship, but also your family and close friends, pretty much anybody close to your heart, anybody that you love. They talk about a lot of you Pisces are moving in a positive direction with that. So it's a step. It's, for some of you, you may be moving in with, the person that you're with, or you may be seeing a family member or a friend that you haven't seen in a long time. These are positive steps. That's what it's coming in as. It's coming in as a positive love action that a lot of you are taking. It doesn't matter if you're single, if you're married, engaged, widowed, all of it. It's just a positive direction, and what that message is for you is going to be different. But they talk about the only thing that they really want to kind of waver from the positive, like rainbow bubblegum thing, is they want to make sure that you take great pride in this as you're making the step. They don't want you to get too complacent. They don't want you to get too stuck in the situation where you're just kind of like neglecting something. They really want you to take great pride in this step that you're making. So it's going to be different for all the Pisces, but that's really the energy and the gist of what we're talking about. Taking great pride in it. Don't let it go to shit, essentially. Next up is Scorpio. Scorpio's next. Big theme for Scorpio. I need to do a discard here. Okay, that lets me know to revert. So everybody comes upright. A little easier to read that way. I do read them both ways. But I also give them the opportunity to tell me, hey, we want it the other way. And that's what they did. Okay, so interesting time for Scorpio. A lot of you are getting new information. New information is coming in, or you're learning something new. It could be through through a book. It could be through college courses, or you just may be getting more information on something that's relevant in your life right now. So it's basically saying that all the information is flowing. Nothing is being held back. You have access to it all right now. For a lot of you, this has to do with a man. For a lot of you, this has to do with an event or a ceremony. They're both coming up. It's really saying that it's almost like Scorpio is half this way and half this way. For half of you, it's going to be information toward this event, toward this ceremony, this birthday party, this wedding, this family gathering, whatever it is. You're going to get more information on that. For the rest of you, they're talking about love and perhaps a man. Perhaps some of you are the man, if we're reading it that way. But information is coming in regards to love, in regards to an event in this middle of the month. They're saying also that it's time to go. So it's either time to pull the trigger on something, it's time to get moving on it, or if there's any kind of stagnation or delay, you may want to consider, like I said, pulling that trigger, getting moving on it. It's the timing. The timing is saying that it's right here in the mid-month. We're all about the timing for Scorpio. So that's what I have there. Now we move into Sagittarius. Sagittarius will be the last sign. Round off with Sagittarius mid-month. Whoa. 360. And a big theme to finish with Sagittarius. I do need to do another discard. And again, we're going to upright. And one of these. All All right, so a lot of Sagittariuses, you know, for some of you, you're going to be going through a breakup. You and likely already have. I'm not telling you anything new of some form. It's just a quick kind of breakdown. And when I say breakup, I don't mean love relationship necessarily. Of course, it can be that. But this is just something that it could be a habit that you're breaking from. It could be a mentality or a thought process that you're just cutting out of your life. It could be a diet. It could be certain foods that you're cutting out of your life. Habits. So all that stuff. So something you're cutting out. For a lot of you, this is a positive thing. A lot of you, this affects your work. This is perhaps a habit of yours at work, or you're starting new businesses, new enterprises comes up for Sagittarius here. It's a good time to do that. Let me just kind of push that. Even if that isn't describing you, if that's something that you're interested in doing, good time to do it here, middle of the month through October. This can also be a redecorating card if you're redoing your house or some kind of project. It's really all about projects. And they're telling me that this is going to affect so many Sagittarius so differently. I have that coming up in the Seven of Cups. That is basically saying there's a lot of different choices, a lot of different options here, or in this case, a lot of different Sagittarius. So they want me to kind of frame it as such. They're saying, you know, really just focus on the main card, the energy of the Tower. That is the card that is the sudden collapse. So something is suddenly changing for you. If nothing is changing for you right now, let's say you're a Sagittarius who's a little stagnant, this is good advice for what should come right now, because the window of opportunity for this change is very positive, very, very positive. And there's a lot of different ways you can take it. There's a lot of options here. It's good emotionally, and it's good in regards to any kind of work stuff that this may be. The very last thing I have is regeneration. That's basically kind of reinforcing what I already said. It's kind of a renewal energy. It's kind of like growing out of it's really, if you look at the two together, it's just like peanut butter and jelly. We have the Tower, the collapse, and then regeneration. It's building it back up differently, building it back how you want. So the energy for Sagittarius is really strong to do that with whatever it is you're trying to do in your life right now. So that's going to wrap up all 12 of our signs. We've been through them all. I do want to thank you for joining me. I will be back for the On the Sevens forecast very, very soon. I do that on the 7th, the 17th, and the 27th of every single month. Those are 1-minute short videos for your sign, and I will see you guys soon.